किशोरलेस भक्ति महाराज की हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. So we are grateful that Maharaj is here. Maharaj class will be every day. प्रतिदिन जो है महाराज की क्लास होगी आज और कल शाम को भी क्लास रहेगी और वो टॉपिक्स वगैरह सब वो जो है अनाउंसमेंट ग्रुप में आ जाएंगे. हरे कृष्णा. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.
Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jasodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jasodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tera Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jasodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jasodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana जमुना तेरा बनचारे जमुना तेरा बनचारे जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारे जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारे जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतशिष्यमात् अभय चरण अरविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की ISKCON BBT founder आचार्य डिवाइन ग्रेस प्रभुपाद की जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतशिष्यमात् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की श्री कृष्ण बलराम की श्री राधा बेहरणेश्वर की श्री गौरनिताय की लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की समवेत गौर भक्तविंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे ऑल ग्लोरी टू द assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories all glories all glories to Guru and Gauranga all glories to Srila Prabhupada. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स पदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादन् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्नाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतिष्ये नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिकाकंत राधाकंत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karati vachalam pangulang hayate giring jat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurung dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Isharam. Hare Krishna. Class will be in English or Hindi? English? Thank you very much. So today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we will be speaking from Bhagavad Gita, because this is the month of Bhagavad Gita. And after this month, we should start speaking on Mahaprabhu. So, Bhagavad Gita is very, very important spiritual book. Prabhupada said it is a high school study. But our acharyas have explained Bhagavad Gita in such a way, it can be high school, it can be college, it can be university, it can be PhD. Everything is there in Bhagavad Gita, depending on our understanding. So today we will try to discuss the ultimate message of Bhagavad Gita, that is the topic. And tomorrow onwards we will be discussing how to receive that transcendental knowledge, the process of receiving the transcendental knowledge. That will take long time. So hopefully we can cover the topics in 3 days. Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Vedic literatures. It is said whatever has been spoken in Vedas has been spoken, the essence of that is spoken in Bhagavad Gita. So generally the essence of Veda is known as Upanishad. Mahabharata is 5th Veda, specifically meant for Kali Yuga people. For Kali Yuga, Lord has to make so many extra arrangements. Veda is known as Shruti. Shruti means there is no need of any writing. It is received through oral reception, by hearing. But in Kali Yuga, people hear and forget. Many people sleep while they hear. So very difficult to make those sound vibration enter into our system, or to talk about remembering that. But in Vedic system, the student hears the subject matter once and remembered for whole life. That is the standard. That's why there is no need of book. But Kali Yuga is special because we need books. And that's why Lord comes as Vyasadeva and compiles Vedic literature, writes Vedic literatures. It was only one Veda, then very difficult for Kali Yuga people to understand. So it was divided into 4. And after that, Vyasadeva also thought very difficult for Kali Yuga people to understand Vedas also, 4 Vedas. Kali Yuga people like stories, so that's why all Vedic literature has been given in the form of Puranas. 18 Puranas, Puranas in the mode of goodness, Puranas in the mode of passion, Puranas in the mode of ignorance. 3 varieties, 6 each. Then after that also, there is a need to have another literature, that is Mahabharata. That is fifth Veda. And whatever has been spoken in Mahabharata, the essence is in Bhagavad Gita. That's why Gita is known as Gita Upanishad. So Bhagavad Gita is an Upanishad. So in Bhagavad Gita, there are how many chapters? Very good. I was addressing a new audience and I asked them, how many of you know Bhagavad Gita? Everybody raised hand. Then I asked one of the members of the audience, can you tell me what is spoken in the 19th chapter of Bhagavad Gita? So he was scratching his head and said, I forgot. Means he doesn't know there is no 19th chapter in Bhagavad Gita. But good news that you all know there are 18 chapters. So what is the use of talking now? You know everything. So there are 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita and there are 700 verses. So 18 chapters are also divided into 3 categories. 6 chapters each. First 6 chapters talk about Karma Yoga. Last 6 chapters talk about Jnana Yoga. And middle 6 chapters talk about Bhakti Yoga. And it is known that Bhakti Yoga is topmost, ultimate. Generally the ultimate thing is spoken at the end. And why Bhagavad Gita is designed in a different way, why Bhakti Yoga is in between? There are many reasons given by the Acharyas. So one of the reasons is that Bhakti Yoga is very valuable, secret. And valuable things should be kept in a confidential place. Just like if you have a lot of money, it is kept in a safe place. In the same way, Bhagavad Gita is so valuable, that's why it should be kept in a safe place. And Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga cannot act without the touch of Bhakti Yoga. That's why it is in between. So in that way, Acharyas are explaining why Bhakti Yoga is in between. So whatever has been spoken in whole Bhagavad Gita has been spoken in the middle 6 chapters. And whatever has been spoken in the middle 6 chapters is spoken in the 9th chapter. And 9th chapter Prabhupada has translated very wonderfully. The title of the 9th chapter is Most Confidential Knowledge. Confidential, more confidential, most confidential. And whatever has been spoken in the 9th chapter has been spoken in the last verse of 9th chapter. Manmana bhavo madbhakta majjajimang namaskuru. So manmana bhavo, that is the essence of all Vedic knowledge. That is the ultimate purpose of all spiritual practices. If we attain that, then our spiritual journey is successful. Manmana, remembering Krishna. For how long? Jivan bhar. Constantly. Prabhupada uses the words constantly. Constantly means 24 hours a day. That is the meaning of constantly. But remembering Krishna 24 hours a day, very difficult for a practicing devotee to think about, right? Once Prabhupada was on a high Vyasasana and he was giving a very heavy lecture. And he was telling, if you want to go back home, back to Godhead, you have to be 100% Krishna conscious. Devotees were expecting something different lecture because big Vyasasana, they thought Prabhupada will be more compassionate. But Prabhupada was very heavy on that day. So by hearing this 100% Krishna conscious word, they became discouraged. Prabhupada understood. And Prabhupada said, okay, 90%. Still devotees were not so inspired. Then Prabhupada said, 80%. Then he got up from his Vasasana, going down, and while he was going down, he said, 70%, not less than that. So by hearing that, people feel, okay, now 70%. But we have to understand that if we try for 70%, it will become 40%. We should try for 100%. If some deficiencies will be there, that will be taken care of by the spiritual masters. That is the idea. Idea is not to become 70% Krishna conscious. Prabhupada gave some discount to inspire us to dedicate our life to become 100% Krishna conscious. So remembering Krishna 24 hours a day is the goal of life. That is the perfection. So somebody asks Prabhupada that you are telling, Shastra is telling we have to remember Krishna 24 hours a day, how it is possible? How can I remember Krishna while I am sleeping? Then Prabhupada told him, what you are thinking when you are awake. It's very difficult to remember Krishna while you are awake also. And most powerful aspect of devotional service is chanting the holy name of the Lord, 16 rounds minimum, and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. At that time also mind is not there in Krishna, right? Devotees say, when chanting starts, I don't know, mind becomes very active. So those who are in Tamoguna, they think this is the good time to sleep. Those who are in Rajaguna, they start their planning for the day, planning for the week, planning for the year, planning for the life, planning for the next life. Everything happens during japa time because of Rajaguna. So who can hear properly? Prabhupada used to encourage, hear attentively. Attentive hearing. So who can hear attentively? Those who are in Sattva-guna. Unless we are in Sattva-guna, we cannot hear properly. That's why the first goal of devotional life is to cultivate the mode of goodness. And Srimad Bhagavatam also begins with that. The second chapter of the first canto talks in details how we can become motivated or how we can rise up to the platform of mode of goodness. And the secret is Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nityam has two meanings: constantly, 24 hours a day, or at least regularly. So when we talk about regularly, devotees have their own interpretations. Some may claim that I am very regular. I come for every Janmashtami. I am very regular. Some may say I come for every festival. Some may say I come for every Sunday. Some may say I come for every Friday, every Ekadasi. But this is not regular. Regular means daily. So we have to practice Krishna consciousness daily. While Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri, he used to hear Srimad Bhagavatam every day, daily. How many hours? 3 hours from Gadadhar Pandit. While Raghunath Das Goswami was residing at the bank of Radhakund, he used to talk about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every day. For how long? 3 hours. While Srila Prabhupada started the Krishna Consciousness movement under the tree in Tompkins Square Park in America, New York City, he was chanting the holy name for how long? 3 hours. So 3 hours is the magic figure. Very, very powerful. That's why Prabhupada has introduced minimum 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that is 2 hours, and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam for 1 hour. So that should be the basic minimum practice every day. So that is called regularly. And we have to do that attentively. That's why our austerity should begin, remain awake during this two important, very, very important aspects of devotional service. During japa, we should be awake, and during Bhagavatam class, we should be awake. Keep the eyes open, keep the ears open, and keep the heart open. But problem is that very difficult to keep those things open, especially the eyes, because it's very, very difficult because of the reason that we are influenced by lower modes. So therefore, hearing should be done in the mode of goodness, and that should be done regularly. So coming back to the message, ultimate message of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, manmana bhava. So remembering Krishna. So what is the result of remembering Krishna? Krishna also declares in Bhagavad Gita. And if we don't remember Krishna, we remember something else, the result is also given. So if we don't remember Krishna, mind will be always absorbed in something, either Krishna or sense enjoyment. So if mind is absorbed in sense enjoyment, we get one kind of result. And when mind is absorbed in Krishna, we get another kind of results. And Krishna talks about both in Bhagavad Gita. He says, Dhyayate vishayan pungsha sangaste supajayate sangat sangjayate kama kamat krodha vijayate krodhat bhavati sammaha sammahat sati vibrama sati vangsat buddhinasa buddhinasat panasati. So when we remember about sense enjoyment, what happens? Pranasati means we will be vanquished. What does that mean? We will not get human form of life. That is the result. We will go to the lower species of life, lower region of the universe. That is the result of absorption in sense enjoyment. Then opposite is remembering Krishna, and Krishna declares, Antakale cha mame vas maran mukta kale baram japrayati samadbhavam jati nastatra asangsaya. Krishna declares that there is no doubt, absolutely no doubt. If someone remembers Krishna at the time of death, what will happen to him? He will not take birth again in this material world, and he will go back to the spiritual world. So one is promotion, other one is demotion. And naturally, we like to have promotion. Nobody wants to be demoted, right or wrong. But to have promotion, what is the qualification? Remembering Krishna. But this verse also is interpreted in different way. Krishna told Antakale. We have to remember at the time of death. So before death, we will practice for some time and manage nicely at the time of death and go back home, back to Godhead. Because we like to manage. So you also like to manage the death. But we cannot do that, because that management is done by some higher authority. So you should not be so, what I can say, so intelligent. Sometimes too much intelligence is also unfavorable for Krishna consciousness. So remembering Krishna is very, very important. Unless we remember Krishna, we cannot experience the joy of Krishna consciousness. So mind is always in anxiety. Anxiety means chinta. Remembering Krishna means Krishna chinta. So when mind is not remembering Krishna, what happens? Mind is in anxiety. Anxiety means chinta. What chinta? What will happen? We are in anxiety about our future. What is going to happen? Even after hearing Bhagavad Gita, reading Bhagavad Gita, practicing Bhagavad Gita to some extent, still anxiety. What will happen? Krishna is very, very clear what is going to happen. Jatasya hi dhruva mittur dhruvang janma mitasya cha. Those who have taken birth are going to die. And those who are dead, they are going to take birth again. Any confusion? Still, we think what is going to happen. People say, oh, birth, death, and what is going to happen in between? Anxiety. That is the life. Birth, death, and in between, anxiety. Chinta when you are alive, and when body is dead, we go to Chita, funeral pyre. Chinta, Chita. Chinta, Chita. That's why people think, oh, we are too much in anxiety, better to go to funeral pyre, that's better. Then all Chinta will be burnt. But they don't know that after Chita, again, Chinta will start. So both these aspects of life render one service. What is their service? They burn. Chita burns the dead body, and Chinta burns the living body. Chita burns the dead body once, and Chinta burns the living body constantly, not regularly, constantly. Constant companion of our journey is Chinta. And because of that Chinta, we cannot have Krishna Chintan. We cannot think of Krishna. And when we think of Krishna, there is no question of anxiety. That is the formula. If someone is experiencing anxiety, means we are not remembering Krishna. Another way to understand, if we are not surrendering to Krishna, accepting Krishna as the controller, accepting Krishna as the protector, then what is the result? Anxiety. Why we are in anxiety? Because we want to be the controller. We want to be in control. Husband is thinking, wife is under my control. Wife is thinking like that, right? And husband is thinking, what husband is thinking? What I said at the first, wife or husband? First I said husband, okay. So husband is thinking, wife is under my control, and wife is also thinking, husband is under my control. But both of them are in illusion. Because none of them are controllers. But they want to be controllers. Not only husband, wife, or boy or girl, it's not like that. Everybody wants to control. That is the natural, constitutional, material tendency. We want to control. And control leads to anxiety. Very simple philosophy, right? But very difficult to practice it. Bhaktivedanta Thakur says, the moment we give the control of our lives to Krishna, there is no question of anxiety in our life. Jeev Krishna Das ei Vishwas korle to ar dukkho nai. Bhaktivedanta Thakur is singing that all our miseries will immediately vanquish, disappear, the moment we accept Krishna is our master and we are the servants. So this is the very important aspect. So first we try to understand that we are not experiencing the joy of Krishna consciousness because of anxiety. And what is the cause of anxiety? Control. We want to control. So how to give up the tendency to control? That is the main subject matter of our spiritual journey. Why we want to control? That's the first question. Why you want to control? Because we think by controlling we can enjoy. People say, no, so many people work under me. People feel very proud. Thousands of people are working under me. Why they feel? If somebody or people under me, then what will happen? I will experience the joy. Exploitation. We like to exploit. Material world is the world of exploitation. And who can exploit? Who is the boss? That's why everybody wants to be the boss in this world. But they don't understand exploitations will not give satisfactions. Exploitation will give frustration. More we exploit, more we will become frustrated. The so-called successful people in this world are most frustrated people. What to talk about becoming happy? They cannot even sleep at night. Even after taking sleeping pills, consulting doctors, they cannot sleep. But see the life of the devotees. They just sleep in Bhagavatam class. What to talk about night? That shows the greatness of Krishna consciousness. That's why you recommend, don't go to the doctors, join our Bhagavatam class. Your problem will be solved. But point to be noted that if you want to exploit, what will happen? We will become frustrated. Frustration. And another problem is that why you are in anxiety? One is control, other is expectations. We expect a lot. And in Kali Yuga, expectation is very, very high. The boy is thinking that my wife should be like should have all the qualities like Mother Sita, Sita Devi. But he forgets that he is not Lord Ram, he is Ravana. But expectation is very high. The girl is thinking that my husband should be like Lord Ram. But she forgets that she is not Sita, she is Surpanakha. But expectation is high. Because expectation is high, reality and expectation is a big gap, and because of that, lot of frustrations. Pingala prostitute declares in Srimad Bhagavatam, Asahi param dukkham. Expectation is the cause of our frustrations. That's why you say expectations lead to frustrations. So what to do? That's why we have to address this problem at the root. There is no superficial solution to this problem. Why we want to control? Because we think, we are convinced that we are the master. Right? So who can be the master? What is the qualification to be a master? Master must be the controller. who can control, that person can become master. We think that I am the master, we are the master of our bodies, right or wrong? But if we are the master of our bodies, then we must have the power to control our bodies. How many of you have control over your favorite, loving bodies? No control. But Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Dehinosmin jatha dehe komarang javanang jara tata dehantara prapti dhirastatra namuyati. Krishna is in control. We don't want to die, but we have to die. We don't want to become old, but we have to become old. Right or wrong? We don't want diseases in our body, but it comes. We go to the hospital for curing diseases. Maybe that disease is cured, but another disease develops in the hospital itself. Right? This is the nature of this world. Right or wrong? And there is no cure for all diseases. Prabhupada says, doctor will definitely fail for at least for one time. And that failure is known as death. And when doctor fails, what will do? We go to the Lord. So we jokingly say, when you are diseased, we go to the doctor. First is allopathy. If allopathy doesn't work, homeopathy. Homeopathy doesn't work, naturopathy. Nothing works, go to Andhra Pradesh, Tirupati. So, the life is very interesting. But we have to understand that our plan doesn't work. For a devotee also, we always have our alternative plan because we become very intelligent. We think that in case Krishna forgets, Name Bhakta Pranashati, Krishna has declared many years back, he might have forgotten, so my plan B should be ready, in case he forgets. But there is a problem with that. If you have your plan B, then what is the result of that plan B? Anxiety. Because our plan will not work. We made so many plans, not in this life, many, many lives. It did not work. It's not working, and it's not going to work. But still, we are trying. So Krishna is also thinking, oh, he has his plan B, so why I have to break my head? Right? Krishna is in a very peaceful situation. If we are in anxiety, Krishna is peaceful. If we are in peaceful situation, then Krishna takes the anxiety. That is the reciprocation. Pandavas, see, the anxiety-free life. Pandavas were fighting the battle of Kurukshetra. What a terrible fight that was. The warriors, the big, big warriors, and they are fighting. Every day they are going to the battlefield knowing that they may be killed, may not come back. So daytime they are fighting this kind of battle, nighttime enjoying their lives. So no anxiety. Why? Because for them, living and dying is the same. Because they know they are fighting for the pleasure of Krishna, and if they die, they will go back to the spiritual world and serve Krishna. That is the situation of a devotee. For a devotee, living and dying is the same. Who can attain that? When someone has complete conviction that Krishna is the protector. So, Bhishma Pitama took a vow that he is going to kill the Pandavas next day. And that news came to Krishna. Right? So Krishna was in anxiety. Leadership position means anxiety. our movement is also the movement of anxiety. But this is spiritual anxiety. You can talk about that later on. So Krishna was in anxiety what to do. Bhishma Pitama took a vow. How to protect the Pandavas. If Pandavas are killed, how to establish dharma? So with that anxiety, Krishna came to the camp of the Pandavas. And Pandavas are enjoying. And Krishna said, oh, you are enjoying like that, you did not hear the news. Breaking news of the day. What is the news? News is that Bhishma Pitama took a vow to kill all of you tomorrow. The Pandavas were very happy with that. He said, oh, really? Every day we are not sure that whether we will be dead or not. But tomorrow is confirmed. Thank you very much for the news. And it is glorious. Why? Because we will be killed by Bhishma Pitama. Thank you very much, Krishna. Good night. See you tomorrow. No anxiety. But who was in anxiety? Krishna. And he arranged to protect the Pandavas. So in that way, anxiety-free life will be possible when we have complete conviction that whatever happens in my life is good for me. That is the conviction. And who can have that conviction? Who is fully surrendered. Devotee who is fully surrendered never complain. Complain is the cancer of the mind. If we complain, then we are implicated by karma. That's why it is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, who is eligible to enter into the spiritual world. When someone is in extreme calamities in his life, and what he does? He expresses his gratitude to Krishna and continues his devotional service. He is eligible to enter into the spiritual world. The character of a person is tested in difficult situations. Comfortable situation, nice situation, peaceful situation, you cannot understand the character of a person. The real character will come in difficult situation. Our real Sarupa will be manifested during difficult situation. Example is Putana. So Putana came as a beautiful girl, like Apsara of the heavenly planet. But when she was in difficult situation, about to be killed by Krishna, that time she manifested her original form. So this world is the world filled with Putana-like consciousness. It looks very rosy and cozy, but when difficulty will come, you will understand who is who. That's why Krishna wants to reveal that to the devotees, sincere devotees. Unless we realize the naked truth of this world, it is very, very difficult to be completely detached. And unless and until we become completely detached, we cannot become fully Krishna conscious. So Krishna wants to make sure that we become fully Krishna conscious. And he does whatever is needed to make that devotee fully Krishna conscious. Krishna is the expert doctor. That's why he knows what kind of treatment is needed for a devotee. That's why Krishna says in Srimad Bhagavatam that when I am very pleased with some devotee, I take away all his material possessions. By hearing that, many devotees become what? Discouraged, and anxiety increases. They think better Krishna should not be so pleased. Krishna should be less pleased. Why? Because we have attachment. We are not ready. So Guru Maharaj was telling, are we ready? to come back to Godhead? Or we want to wait? The problem is that we are not ready. Krishna is ready. Krishna is always ready. But problem is that we are not ready. I have to do this, I have to do that, I have this obligation, I have that obligation. How things will happen without my presence? Why we are thinking like that? Because we are thinking we are the controllers. When Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to die in 7 days, he was the emperor of the whole world. He did not think, oh, what will happen to my empire? Succession plan, this, that. Immediately he left the palace. Immediately. Why? It's not an accident. Because he prepared his life in that way. So life is a preparation. And when someone is prepared, he will not be scared of the exams. Who becomes scared of the exams? Who are not fully prepared. So I give the example, 3 categories of students. Oh, time is up, okay. 3 categories of students. One category, very, very serious student. Go to every class, take notes, prepare, revise, before the exam, ready. When exam paper will be coming? When exam paper will be coming? Eagerly waiting for the exam. First category. They are not in anxiety, but they create anxiety for others, disturb others. First category. There is another category, they are more blissful. Why? They never attended any class. Whether anybody has faith in God or not, they have complete faith in God, that God also cannot make them pass. So why to worry? So they have a philosophy also. Everybody has philosophy in their lives. So their philosophy is, getting into the college is our duty, and getting out of the college is college authorities' duty. Why to worry? But who is in anxiety? In between. Always in between is the problem. Middle situation is always a problematic. Middle class family, problem. Those who have lot of money, no problem. Less money, no money, no problem. But having money, little bit less, problem. Jiva, marginal potency, problem. Right? So, practicing devotee, problem. Sadhaka, no? Na ghar ka, na ghat ka. We have the information of spiritual bliss, but no experience. But we have the experience of the material enjoyment. So this side, that side, this side, that side. So this is the problem. So point to be noted that unless and until we completely surrender our life, we cannot experience the hand of Krishna in our life. When we experience the hand of Krishna in our life, there is no question of any anxiety. Just like a baby, just like a child. He or she has no anxiety. Why? Because he or she knows that my parents are there. So when we accept Krishna like that in our life, then there is no question of any anxiety. But we cannot come to that platform. That is the main difficulty in our spiritual journey. So therefore Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam saranam vraja. Aham tvang sarva papebhya mokshaswami ma suchaha. No anxiety. So if you surrender to me, your life is anxiety-free life. So that is the secret. So who can remember Krishna? Who has surrendered. And how we can surrender? When you hear about Krishna. That is the beginning. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam. So surrender will take place in our life when we hear from who? Who is fully surrendered. We have to hear from that kind of person. Then hearing will have great impact in our life. So Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhaka Bunai Samanadi Suddha Chitte Karha Uday. That's why Krishna told Arjuna, Tatsrinu, hear. So we have to hear and hear attentively. Prabhupada said, we have to hear with rapt attention. And that is possible when we cultivate mode of goodness. And how we can cultivate mode of goodness? Serving the great devotees. When we serve the great devotees, by their causeless mercy, we develop detachment from this material world. Example is Narad Muni. He just took the remnants of Bhaktivedantas, and by the causeless mercy of those Bhaktivedantas, he immediately developed detachment from this material world and developed taste in the transcendental subject matter. That's why it is explained, Bhakta Padaraj, Bhakta Padajal, Bhakter Uchchishta, Tin Sadhanar Bal. Three aspects. What is that? Number one, Bhakta Padaraj, the dust from the lotus feet of the pure devotees. Bhakta Padajal, the water from the lotus feet of the pure devotees, and remnants of the pure devotees. These are the most powerful aspects that can help us to develop attraction for Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Any question for, if they have, for 5 minutes, if they have? Okay, Mike.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you very much, and this class was really awakening class for the entire paradigm is shifting now. So Maharaj, what I wanted to ask, out of these anxieties any kind, can we keep the anxiety of health on another aspect? Because sometimes if health is not good, then the service towards Krishna and spiritual life cannot be done however surrendered we are. So can health anxiety be kept out from your blanket rule that whoever is in anxiety about Krishna being the controller?
Okay. There are two kinds of anxiety. No, health anxiety is not an anxiety category. One is material anxiety, one is spiritual anxiety. So, material anxiety means we are always thinking what is going to happen to me. That is called material anxiety. And spiritual anxiety means anxiety for Krishna. This consciousness. Why we want to keep the body healthy? Purpose should be to serve Krishna better. If that is the anxiety, that is spiritual anxiety. If the health, I want to, if I keep my health nicely, then I can enjoy nicely. That is material anxiety. It's not about health, it's the consciousness. Why? It's not what, it's why. Okay? Arjuna did not want to fight. And because of that he was in anxiety. Whether to fight or not to fight. Right? Right or wrong? That was material anxiety because of mode of passion. He was analyzing, if I become victorious, nobody will be there to celebrate my victory. And if I lose, I will be killed. What is the use to fight? And this analysis was made on the platform of passion. He was thinking about his benefit. That is material anxiety. But he took the anxiety after hearing Bhagavad Gita to fight the battlefield of Kurukshetra. That was for Krishna. That is spiritual anxiety. Okay? Hare Krishna. That side, the back.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you very much for a wonderful class. Very much needed class. Anyway, my query is not on the subject what we discussed. In the class, Maharaj, you referred to Bhishma Pidamaha. Okay. Now he is considered to be one of the Mahajana and a pure devotee of Krishna, but he made a vow and he fails to fulfill that vow somehow. And Krishna says, Name Bhakta Pranashyadi. And even Bhagavatam also says that Satyam Vidadum Nijapritya Bhashidam. So how do we understand that? Is it the devotee failing over there, or?
What is the meaning, Name Bhakta Pranashyati? What's your understanding?
My devotee will never perish.
What does that mean?
That means Krishna will protect him.
What is the meaning of protection?
Spiritual.
What does that mean? People think that, Krishna told, Name Bhakta Pranashyati, I will not die. Everybody has to die, but devotee never dies. What does that mean? Soul never dies. So when Krishna says, Name Bhakta Pranashyati, I will protect the devotee, he will protect his pure devotional service. That will be protected. Just like Parikshit Maharaj was protected in the womb, physical, material body. But that same body was burnt into ashes by the snake bite. Then people may complain, Krishna never protected him. So Krishna protected in the womb, Krishna also protected that time also. That's why Prabhupada says, a cat will die, dog will die, everyone will die, but one who dies knowing Krishna is a successful death. Parikshit Maharaj's death was successful because he was protected by Krishna, and because of that he went back home, back to Godhead. That is Krishna's protection. Okay?
Thank you, Maharaj.
Any other question? No more question? Maharaj, बोलिए. माइक में पूछिए. माइक काम नहीं कर रहा है.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you very much for this class. Maharaj, spiritual progress depends on what?
Means explain the question.
Means we think that everybody wants to, after hearing your class, Maharaj, we want that we should progress spiritually.
So how to progress?
How to progress?
Progress happens by sadhana. Sadhana bhakti teke hoy roti ruday, roti garo hoile tare prem nam koy. Sadhana bhakti is the process to advance in Krishna consciousness. Okay? What sadhana? Bhajaner madhya shrestha navavida bhakti. 9 processes of devotional service. Krishna prem Krishna dite dhare mahashakti. তার মধ্যে সর্বশ্রেষ্ঠ নাম সংকীর্তন নিরাপরাধের নাম লইলে পাই প্রেমধান. If we chant the holy name of the Lord purely, we get love of God. That is the process. Okay? We have to chant but without offense. That is the caveat. And that is the main problem. Hare Krishna. So we'll end here today. Any announcement, Prabhu? No announcement?
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Maharaj, the classes will continue. So tomorrow again, Maharaj, class will be here in ISKCON Bahrain, and the subject is process of receiving transcendental knowledge. So please attend tomorrow evening program here in our temple. Friday morning Srimad Bhagavatam class, 8 o'clock. And there will be a special session, afternoon session for the Damodar hosts. So we will be inviting all the Damodar hosts and we will be organizing a special program that will be in the new premises. Then Friday evening, again, there will be class. That will be the second session on the same subject. So tomorrow evening and Friday evening, Maharaj will be giving class on the subject process of receiving transcendental knowledge. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Then, so tomorrow fasting till noon. So, and I would also request Maharaj to, in that tomorrow evening class, give us a little bit on the Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Yes. Thank you so much. So today evening bhoga to the Lordships is offered by Vishal Bhaskar Sagar Prabhu and family for the pleasure of Lordships, and also Anna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So we will pray to Narasimha Bhagwan for the well-being of all the devotees present here, and particularly for His Holiness Bhakti Prachar Parivrajak Swami Maharaj. So we'll move to the temple hall for the Narasimha prayers. Hare Krishna.